Hello, what is going on? Welcome to Five Star Conversations in the Sun City, and I'm Michelle Emtre Hollis, and giving another installment here. This is more for the service industry and particularly the front of house staff. Okay, and what we're going to talk about is just a quick overview on why or which restaurant should you work at? That's a great question. Whether you're already working at a restaurant and you're looking to switch and change, or if you're new to the service industry. Okay. Now, the reason that I'm having this quick conversation is because there are different expectations that you should consider when thinking about going to or changing restaurants. Okay, and a lot of times people don't really make these things clear. If you are going to, if you're wanting to work at a high level restaurant, a 5-star restaurant, a fine dining restaurant, the things that I would say the runway, so to speak, that it will take for you to get to making a lot of money is going to take a lot longer than if you go with a more traditional brand or more casual dining brand is what I should say. Okay. And this is very important. And it's not only important for servers to understand this, but it's truly important in my experience to properly communicate this as a restaurateur. And the reason being is because, yes, they're going to, when you're in the training process and the onboarding process, and someone's training and they're seeing how much that the trainer is making, it's exciting. You're like, oh my God, yes, look at this money. But then, okay, and this is mainly in a fine dining experience. And how do I know? Because I've worked at several fine dining establishments over the course of my life. And what you'll find is that there are core people that make a lot of money. And then there are people that come in that don't get to that level of money making as quickly as they probably would like. And it can be demotivating and demoralizing to those people. So we got to set the right expectations. And you as a server going into a fine dining establishment, you must set the proper expectations too. Now, there are many benefits. And I say the benefits are unlimited to working at a fine dining establishment, and the skill set that you will learn if you're looking at working in hospitality over a long trajectory of your career, or even if you just want to understand and learn about exquisite foods, about proper preparation, if you want to become educated in wine and the many regions that wines come from, the many regions that foods come from. If you want to really build into your ecosystem, if you want to get to know the movers and shakers of your city on a personal level, working at a fine dining restaurant is an excellent idea, but it's a long play. And it's so important to understand that. And you have to be realistic about the situation you're in. If you're in a situation where you need to pay your bills, you need to sustain yourself and your family, then getting into fine dining may not be your best option unless you are literally starting at ground zero with a fine dining establishment. And I'm just being honest, you know what I mean? I'm going to be the person that's going to keep it real with you. And also, as a restaurateur needs to understand how to communicate this in the onboarding process, because it's going to waste your time to onboard and bring in a lot of people who are expecting to make the amounts of money that your trainer is making, because you care about your people. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. Of course, you want to protect the integrity of your brand. You want to make sure people are up to the challenge, that they are going to treat this opportunity to bring this experience to high level and in a lot of ways, high expectation from your guests, you want to make sure you have the right people on the floor and that are taking care of your very important people. That's totally understandable. But you want to communicate that. And because on the surface, you're like, it's just going to turn a lot of people away. So I don't want to talk about it. But guess what? Those people are going to leave. They're leaving anyways, aren't they? They're leaving anyways, especially if they come from a high service background and they're used to being able to go into a polished, casual, polished dining space and quickly use their skill set to get to, those bigger sections and et cetera. It doesn't work the same way in fine dining. So servers, I know I'm talking to you and I'm also talking to the restaurateur, but I'm letting you see, I want you to see the process that goes behind why this happens. It's nothing personal. However, you must understand that it's going to be a longer play to get to making higher levels of income. And you're going to have to continuously study. You're going to have to show interest in what you're doing. You're going to have to communicate well with your staff, with the guests. You're going to have a lot of teamwork. You know what I mean? You're going to have to, you don't get to be as autonomous as you do and in a more polished environment. And of course, any great manager and any great restaurateur is going to encourage teamwork throughout the whole team. And, this is just simply facts. At fine dining establishments, there is more of a hierarchy, and you will find yourself being more helpful to trainers and to people that have been there for a long time and that are taking more tables. You will find yourself being more of service to them than they will be able to be of you for quite some time. It's just the truth. Okay. However, again, if you are wanting to have a great career in the hospitality space, then you're seeing this as you're learning about the intricacies of how to run a successful restaurant that is high level, how to be a part of that team, what the vernacular is, what, the different kinds of cuisine that are presented, to learn more from an actual chef rather than, working with solely cooks who are just cooking, at a polished casual space, for instance. You're going to have a menu that's pretty much the same. They're going to change things every now and then, but that's because they have a corporate chef who's making these decisions across the restaurant, across their brand. Okay. But when you're working at a fine dining establishment, it's more likely that this is a very niche offering and menu, and that you're going to have much more creativity. So you're going to have much more of a variety of flavors and of preparations of styles. You're going to learn a lot about culinary, a lot about cooking, a lot about spices, a lot about different places in the world and the different foods that are enjoyed in different cultures. So you're going to get much more cultured at a fine dining establishment. You're going to learn more about wines. You're going to be able to network, communicate with people, leaders in your community much more readily than you will, and on a more intimate level than you will at a even polished casual restaurant brand. So that just all that I say that to say is to be clear on what your objective is. What do you need more than anything? If you need to make hundreds of dollars a day a shift, potentially, and that's your like immediate need and goal, then you would want to look more towards a polished casual environment that has a higher turnover. However, if you are looking to extend your palate and to learn more about foods, about hospitality, about decorum, and meet higher players in your community and be of service to them so that you can learn and grow with a brand and with a restaurateur or a chef, owner, operator, executive chef situation, then you're going to want to go with the fine dining experience. However, you must be prepared to have a longer runway to making the bigger money, because it's a very, these are, the people that are going to come to the fine dining place, they have more sensitive, more expectations within their palate. They are paying a lot more. They are going to expect a lot more. Therefore, by nature, the restaurateur has to preserve the integrity of their brand by being very cautious and by taking their time and bringing people to that front-facing role. So that's just what I have for you today. I just wanted to be short and sweet. I hope that you have a great day. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you like this content, then please press the like and subscribe button so that I will continue to share this journey and share helpful tips for you to learn how to attract, retain, and train 5-star quality front of house and management staff, or if you're a server, for you to get inside the backstory of the decisions that are being made in restaurants so that you can be the best server that you can be, and you can understand why it matters who you are and what you do, and how everyone gets to profit and to grow and to make money and to make a difference in their community when everyone is on the same page and we're all working towards the same goal, which is 5-star service. Thanks so much and have a great day. Michelle Emtre Hollis signing off.